Shabbat Shalom, and greetings to you all. Now, I hope you all had a magnificent 10 days of awe. You've been inscribed and sealed in the book of life. And I hope your fast was easy, and the time that you took for atonement gave you time for you. And I hope you exercised the forgiveness mechanism. You can do it any time, so if you did not fully do it for Yom Kippur, do it now. Do it tomorrow. Do it next week, next month. Whenever you're ready, it's there for you. And I know you're also busy getting ready for the gathering festival of the huts, the booths, the sukkahs. And we'll talk about getting ready for that wonderful holiday when we dwell in the huts attached to our homes, share meals with friends, shake the four species in all directions. And we're also welcoming the first day of fall, the autumn equinox, the second time in the year when there is complete balance. Now, the Jewish calendar, being primarily lunar, certainly has less indications today that we might once have always celebrated these solar dates as sacred. And they're clearly named in the Talmud. We have Tekufat Nisan, the spring equinox, Tekufat Tammuz, the summer solstice, Tekufat Tishrei, the autumn equinox, and Tekufat Tevet, the winter solstice. They were considered very powerful days. Tekufat, meaning turn or cycle or period. So these days meant the turn to that season and the new cycle beginning. Now, these are the four true New Years that are talked about. And of course, today is Tekufat Tishrei, the fall equinox. Blessed are you, Lord our God, who guides the world, who makes creation, whose wisdom changes the times and turns the seasons, as long as the days of the earth endure. Planting and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. Blessed are you, divine presence, who blesses the years. Now remember, the autumn equinox is the link between earth and heaven, certainly demonstrated to us by the holy days we just had. Historically or mythologically, the Talmud suggests Sarah and Rachel conceived on the autumn equinox, and that it was on the autumn equinox that Abraham sat up all night observing the stars in order to forecast the rains for the coming season. And of course, my friends, the fall rains were so important to this ancient society. Listen to the rhythm of the falling rain, telling me what a fool I've been. I wish that it would go and let me cry in vain and let me be alone again. And we're going to hear a lot more about the rains shortly. Now, it would seem that this day is a special day about stars, about rains, and about fertility. The link between earth and heaven, the link necessary for the continuation of life. And I know that this is also the time when we all gather and come together as a community, a like-minded, like-souled unification of spirit, the collective consciousness of seekers coming together in a showing of faith, of love, community, chavura, fellowship, expressing our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all, my friends, in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach. So once again, please do go ahead. Invite everybody you know, physically, psychically, emotionally, or spiritually, to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov, coming together. Hine Matov, Shevet Achim Gam Yad. Hine Matov, Shevet Achim Gam Yad. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. Together. And as a community together, let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Now, every week we gather to show gratitude, give thanks for the things we have. As we ritualize and light our candles, share a cup of wine, a piece of bread, we make ritual out of everything. And it represents the gifts of the sustenance and fellowship that we really observe daily, but especially honor every week in our Sabbath remembrance and observation. Now remember, friends, all that is you're simply setting aside just a little bit of sacred time in your own personal sacred space to talk to whoever, whatever you happen to believe in. It's a part of your kavanah, your intention, your goodwill to the universe. Well, let's send some of that goodwill out now. Let's invoke healing and renewal for everyone you know and for the souls and spirits of everybody you know. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love or just goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It's the healing of the earth. The tikkun olam is part of our spiritual genetic makeup. And even though we're starting with clean slates, from Rosh Hashanah, we should still express our wishes for health and renewal for everybody in need. We all still know people in need. Those in our hearts and our minds, for Ben, for Bob, for Alex, for Devorah. Friends, it is the kindness, healing wishes, goodwill, and love that we all send out that circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each and every one of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit never dies. Avotenu, Makor HaBracha, Limotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage, make our lives a blessing, the renewal of honor, the renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Misha Barak, let us all have our spirits renewed. This is the great prayer for healing, my friends, in which we call upon God to heal as he has healed before. Misha Barak, may he who blessed. And all healing is a form of blessing. So let's all send out and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to care, to share, to grow. And of course, in less than a week, we will be entering the gathering holiday of Sukkot, or as many like to refer to it, the shaking stick holiday, when we gather the four species, which among other things represents the four-letter name of God, with the lulav being the Hebrew letter Vav, which channels the divine energy into the world. And if for no other reason, the four must be held together while waving for the unity of the name of God. And of course, each of the four relates to a particular limb through which man is to serve God. And we're told about this in the ancient book, the Sefer HaChinuk. And we're going to talk about more about this next week when we actually celebrate Sukkot. Well, the etrog, lemon-like thing, refers to the heart, the place of understanding and wisdom. The palm refers to the backbone and stands for our uprightness. The myrtle corresponds to the eyes, which give us enlightenment, and the willow represents the lips, the service of the lips being prayer, of course. And we'll talk, like I say, more about this next week when we gather and do observe part of the holiday together. Now, a friend of mine recently sent me an email. In fact, it was only the other day. And I can't really remember what was in the email, except one thing about it really struck me. There was this great reminder about life and how it's measured. Friends, do not count life by how many breaths you take, but what takes your breath away. Now, I read that and I said, yes, make your life one that is full of that which takes your breath away. Now, this week, speaking of taking your breath away, we read one of my personal favorite parshas, Ha'azenu, listen, also known as the Song of Moses. I love it. And I personally think it should have been the first thing read and not pretty well the last. It tells you where we are and why. Like the great classics, King Lear, A Tale of Two Cities, the Odyssey, the Iliad, providing the hook of irony, pathos, foresight. You want to scream out, no, don't do it. And then you watch it all unfold. Deuteronomy 32:1. Give ear, O heavens, that I may speak, and let the earth hear my mouth's utterances. Let my teaching drop like rain, my saying flow like dew, like showers on the green and like cloudbursts on the grass. For the name of the Lord do I call. The words of Moses will fall like rain upon the earth. Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither while they pass, they slip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my open mind, possessing and caressing me. And make no mistake about it, words will possess us, and words will caress us. We are told here about creation, about man, about God, about parenthood, and that man was a terrible child. We will learn the fault of all that we can observe. A steadfast God without wrong, true and right is he. Did he act ruinously? No. His son's the fault. a perverse and twisted brood. And the metaphor of rain will be used throughout this Song of Moses. It's something, of course, that an agrarian society greatly understood. Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down a sunny day. Now, this is a song about the state of mankind and what he did to affect God's great creation. And we're also told a lot more about our particular place in the scheme of things. Deuteronomy 32:8. When he dispersed humankind, he set the people's border to the number of the children of Israel. Now, there's always room for consternation and confusion with ancient manuscripts, and especially here at the end of the Torah. So contemporary scholars have taken account of a Qumran, or Dead Sea Scroll, that actually says instead, to the number of the children of the gods, or children of God, depending how you translate it, Bnei Elohim, not Bnei Israel. Well, scholars have hypothesized that this was actually the original reading of this verse, and it was the later scribes or editors who were so distressed by this meaning that they changed children of the gods to children of Israel. Well, if so, then the original meaning probably was that God allotted a nation to each of the gods, and he took Israel as his own. Because the next line says, Yahweh's portion is Israel. Now, you may take this to mean that the author of this song believed that there were, in fact, other gods, but that the Lord was supreme. Now, this is known historically as henotheism. It's a step between polytheism and monotheism. Or one may understand it to mean that the author's view was that, Yahweh, the Lord, allotted the people their gods in whom to believe, but these gods did not really exist. Now, to complicate the picture further, there is a Greek text that says to the number of the angels of God. And there are cases in which Bnei Elohim are thought to be angels. Now, what a way to end the Torah for the founders of monotheism. Now, there's no doubt that the Song of Moses reflects the idea found in Psalm 82, that there were once lesser gods, and that each was the God of a people, and they no longer exist. And we're reminded of what we saw last time, the exiting of God from the world. Deuteronomy 32:18. The rock your bearer you neglected, you forgot the God who gave you birth. The Lord saw, and he spurned from the vexation of his sons and his daughters, and he said, let me hide my face from them. I shall see what their end will be. For a wayward brood are they, children with no trust in them. I know a lot of parents who think that way about their kids. Now, this is an incredible statement. I'll hide my face from them. I'll see what their future will be. God gives humans responsibility now for their own world. And the only way that they can be forced to take that responsibility is if God is hidden. At whatever price, now maybe even world wars, the Holocaust, and with what successes? Rebuilding Israel, conquering disease, discovering secrets of the creation of the universe. Friends, we humans must grow up, and God will see what their destiny will be. Yes, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light. All who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, an end to terror and hatred. Remember, we are a community, my friends. We learn together, we celebrate each other, we love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. So let's send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. Please do learn to forgive and learn to love, including yourself. Open your hearts and honor the relationships in your lives. Tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy the journey. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. Now bless you all. Have a fantastic week. A week of love and light, a week of peace, a week of miracles. Examine your intentions and use them to imprint your will on the universe, because we set in motion all that happens in our lives, my friends. Our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. Absolutely everything is linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what is good and bad. So acknowledge what you have done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you have wronged. Then ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you. As you learn to be forgiving and to be compassionate. Because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace, my friends, is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life just as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land, your home. Keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always there in front of you. And remember to have faith, an unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principle of love in all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind, my friends. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace in this year. And may you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. And work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet your mind, because the deepest source of real power lies in your consciousness and the ability to be mindful, aware, and present in all of life's circumstances. So make the most of your time in life. Continue to touch and transform the lives around you, because you are never alone. You're forever blessed and have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet, health, love, and renewal to everybody you come across. We're all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. And it's your words that are the power to transform, to love, to bless. Be generous with them. Bless others. Bless yourself. Love with your heart. We're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. And continue to explore faith and belief, and never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel, others have felt. Whatever you've experienced, others have too. And we share together, we learn together, we help each other. We are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have a special someone in our lives. So find them and tell them what they mean. And remember, you're never alone on your journey to your promised land. Watch your words, my friends. They can hurt you, they can heal you, they imprison you, and they free you. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive. And keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. Absorb the teachings as they fall like rain, because they do fall like rain. The rain is falling through the mists of sorrow that surrounded me. The sun could never thaw away the mist that lays around me. Let it rain, let it rain. Let your love rain down on me. Let it rain, let it rain. Let it rain, rain, rain. My life was like a desert flower burning in the sun, until I found the way to love was harder said than done. Let it rain, let it rain. Let your love rain down on me. Let it rain, let it rain. Let it rain, rain, rain. And friends, you know what? It is harder said than done. So do not try, just do, just love, and let it rain. Now you have been inscribed and sealed in the book of life. Now you can bring love and life to others. We'll see you all next week when we celebrate Sukkot. Shabbat Shalom and blessings to you all. Have a fantastic week. Take care.